Morning world, it's 9:05, it's the 13th of September 2013. I was looking at the chart of what's going on in the heavens at the moment and I'm thinking, okay, today's going to be a bit different to the last couple of days. At the moment there's a void moon at the end of Sagittarius, but that's going to change sign in a couple of hours. So by 11 a.m. UK time, the moon moves into Capricorn and then there's a whole different energy. And I was going to talk about that, but then I noticed that Saturn and the North Node are coming together. Now, the North Node, I could go on a long time around how the Indian astrologers brought the North Node into this country, into the UK, and started explaining it in terms of karma and reincarnation, but I haven't got time for that. And besides that, I don't believe in it anyway. Instead, I look at the North Node more in terms of purpose. It's a conscious point in the horoscope where you consciously choose or not to remember why you volunteered to come down here in the first place, what your purpose is, what your mission statement is. And North Node moves backwards compared to most of all the other planets. It's a mathematically worked out point that has a 19-year cycle. Thing of interest to me is at the moment it's at 10 degrees Scorpio going backwards, and I know that Saturn is at 8 degrees Scorpio moving forwards. So there is a conjunction of Saturn and the North Node imminently. And by imminently I mean over the coming 2, 3, 4 weeks. I can't help but feel that with Saturn, which is not a light-hearted energy, Saturn is a planet that deals with weighty, heavy, gravitational subjects that have depth, solidity, structure, law and order, and the North Node, which deals with purpose. I can't help but feel that over the coming few weeks there's going to be permanent actions and decisions which are going to impact upon the long-term political future of this planet for at least the next 10 to 15, if not 20 years, because there won't be another Saturn North Node conjunction now for about another 25 years. So this is the one where there's going to be a lot of decisions and choices made. And if indeed you have planets around the 8, 9, 10 degrees area of Taurus or Scorpio, or to a lesser extent Leo or Aquarius, then indeed some of the decisions that you're being asked to make over the coming time are pretty damn big. And they're not something which you can just make flippantly. They need careful consideration, long evaluation, and clear commitment once you've actually made your mind up. The fact that this is happening in Scorpio tells me that it's all to do with value and worth. And the fact that it works so well at the same time, Saturn North Node with Pluto, Neptune and Chiron in the sky, does tell me that there are huge machinations at work here that do seem to be bringing us into some type of future state where boundaries are going to be much more clearly defined. I am seeing here the start of a world government. Scary, I know, but I truly believe that one of the byproducts of Pluto in Capricorn with Saturn in Scorpio is the dissolution of national boundaries. And whether that's happening insidiously through the internet or whether it's happening otherwise through war or countries just being invaded, I don't know. But something's happening and there's a lot of boundaries collapsing. And I think that with Saturn conjunct with North Node, this is representative of this. Today, later today, as the moon moves into Capricorn, it builds over the next 20 to 24 hours to a conjunction with Pluto and a square with Uranus. So I actually might expect also around this time tomorrow, in the next 24 hours, some type of significant development. Now I know the moon hits Uranus and Pluto every 7 days, so this is not a one-off time. And it conjuncts Pluto every 28 days. But nevertheless, I just got the feeling that this particular cycle where we are now has a degree of potency about it that's somewhat a little bit trepidatory. I do get the impression there's some type of underground explosiveness coming up in the next 24 hours. Scary, scary. Not too bad a day today. The astrological weather forecast for the 13th of September is actually quite healthy as long as there is no wavering. There is a strong degree of determined energy in the sky. with the Moon and Pluto together in Capricorn squaring Uranus, with Saturn and the North Node together in Scorpio, plus Venus in Scorpio, and with an approaching T-square from Mercury to opposite Uranus and Mercury square Pluto, which is already happening and it's around for the next 3 days, I can't help but feel that the verbal, communicative, newsworthy pace of life over the coming 3 days is going to escalate, accelerate, and there's likely to be quite a lot of short but fast news. If I were dealing with the Earth as an individual now, I would be saying, look folks, for the next 24 hours, maybe next 36 hours, basically stay on your toes, count to 10, don't make any big decisions unless they are final and permanent and you're prepared to live with the outcome. Okay, that's it. I'll do a little bit more on Los Angeles in a moment. Catch you in a minute. Bye.